Hey guys, it's Kalen, and we are back into another video, and this is going to be a guide for Blood of the Dead. This is going to be everything you want and need to know in Blood of the Dead in order to succeed at it. So the only thing that we're not covering is the Easter egg. I haven't done that yet, but I'll post a video once I actually do the Easter egg, but there are guides up on YouTube already about how to do that. But this is basically going to be everything else from like a gameplay perspective. So like high rounds, the features in the map, the setup and things like that, and of course the map layout. If that sounds if you guys like the sound of that, drop a like and a sub, because it really helps me out and it really encourages me to do more videos. Anyways, let's first start with the map layout. So, map layout's not going to take as much explanation as it is with the Chaos Storyline maps, because, well, it's Mob of the Dead at its core. And, of course, a lot of you probably played Mob of the Dead before, and I'm not going to re-explain re-explain the Mob of the Dead map. So instead, I'm just going to talk about the new areas. So, the spawn area where you start in, that's actually a new area. It's kind of a like laboratory building. You'll see like the transit crew people in there. And basically there's one door out and you basically get to the new industries area, which has you can open another building and you go into this room, which is where I am right now, and then you can also go to a downstairs area, which is where the power is. And then once you turn on that power, a catwalk opens up. You can pretty much go along that catwalk and then get into the Mob of the Dead island itself. You basically get into the cells area, and then pretty much everything else is the same, except for the fact that there is the warden's house. So that's near where the old speed cola room is, or aka the tonic perk is. There's just an extra door there, and that'll take you to the warden's house. Like, not the... So, yeah, I'm trying to think if there were any other new areas. I don't think there were, but, yeah, if there are any other areas that I didn't mention, feel free to tell me those into the comments below. Anyways, let's talk about the setup. So, there's quite a lot of features onto this map. First thing, of course, is the power, the most important thing about the map. Pretty much, all you have to do, there's 2 power switches. You open 2 doors from the spawn room, and then you can get to the power area. It's also where the brew perk is. It's kind of in that area. It's like the first door is, of course, the way to get out of spawn. The second door is like right to the left of the catwalk door that you couldn't open until you turn on the power. And then the only way out is to go through the catwalk area. Go through that area. And I recommend that you have your specialist weapon available when you go through there. And don't activate your specialist till the dogs came in. Sometimes I used to make this mistake where I just used to do them to clear through the zombies, but you don't really want to do that. You just want to use your weapon to kill them, and then once the dogs come in, then just pop your specialist weapon, and you should be all good as long as you're running a pretty decent specialist weapon. If you are going if you are like just having fun or something, you can use whatever you want. But if you are going for strategic high rounds, I recommend either the katana, the Path, which is also named the Path of Sorrows, or the Ragnarok DG5. I believe it's DG5. Run one of those two. The Overkill is not very good for Blood of the Dead, I find, except if you're doing like a camping strategy or something like that. And the Hellfire is just straight up horrible. So, yeah. Also, the second power switch is it's by the docks. So once you go down those like big set of those big staircases, there's basically gonna be this room, and it's also where one of the Pack-a-Punch locations is, but you'll basically go there and there'll be like 3 different power switches. 2 of them will be on, 1 of them will be off. You pretty much just have to turn on the one that'll be off. Yeah, so that's power. Pack-a-Punch, basically what you do is that you have to get a afterlife charge, and the way to get an afterlife charge is basically you just do what I'm doing right now. You pull out the shield and then right trigger, and you'll basically suck up zombie souls. And if you suck up 3, that'll equal 1 charge. So, and then to activate the charge, you press L2 to insert the key into the shield, and you basically got an afterlife charge. And basically, that's all you have to do. You go upstairs, and you like upstairs where the plane used to be. Like, you go to that area, and then there'll be this little like beam thing to shoot. You basically go up to that. Be a little bit of space. Like, be a little bit. Don't have it like right next to you, otherwise it won't work. But be like a few feet away from it. Then press L2 and then R2, and then you'll shock the Pack-a-Punch thing, and then the Pack-a-Punch will be available for you. Keep in mind that also you will have to go to multiple areas. The Pack-a-Punch does move, and one of the 2 other areas are actually where the power switches are. So one of them's like near the docks, and one of them's near like the first power switch by the tonic perk. So yeah, I mean, and of course, yeah, there's that's pretty much all I have to say there. If you also need to understand a little bit more of what area I'm talking about when I'm talking about like near the docks, I'm talking about the area with Cola, the Cola perk. So yeah, there'll be a bunch of other things that you can possibly use the afterlife charges for. You can just use them to bash zombies, but you can also use them to like shock certain gauges around the map, and there'll be like power-ups that you can obtain, and you also have to use it to get the golden spork. The golden spork I actually don't know how to do yet. I'm not sure. It's not going to be part of this video, sorry, but I know that there is a golden spork on the map, and I believe what you do is that you go into the afterlife with the shield, and you like find some numbers or something, and then you insert those numbers into the thingy, the place near the staircase by the docks. Like, you run all the way down there, and yeah, it goes something along those lines, but I can't say for sure. Anyways, let's now talk about the Hell's Retriever. So the Hell's Retriever is pretty much the same way that you used to get it. There's 3 dog locations. 2 of the locations are actually different now. So one of them's in the room where I am at. It's like in the, if you're facing the direction that I'm facing, it's like behind you and then to the right. And yeah, there'll be a dog right there. Another area is in the cells. That area is the original dog. The original Mob of the Dead also had that area that had that dog. So like, yeah, that's the only 2 dog locations that remain the same, and it's kind of like right it's like a floor below the gondola, and then the 3rd location is right outside the warden's house. So it's also like it's in between the warden's house and the tonic perk. So yeah, if you want to upgrade it, you basically gotta go to the catwalk, and you gotta go to very specific areas. I can't really like explain them, but you kind of want to go like not where like the zombies and like the hands are, where there'll be like hands sticking out. You don't want to go quite there, but you want to go like past there, and and then you just kill zombies there with your Hell's Retriever, and if you kill enough, there'll be a wolf. You can only see this wolf thing. It'll be on the wall. Like, there'll be like a wolf like carving on the wall. Basically, you can only look at it through your shield. Again, that's the advantage of using your shield, and it allows you basically to see the afterlife. The shield is kind of the new afterlife system. And once you do that, they'll the two locations. If there's actually 6 total locations, but 2 of them are right where you got the Hell's Retriever kills. 2 of them are like kind of downstairs, like right above like the giant staircase that takes you down to the docks. Like right above there's 2 locations there, and then there's also 2 locations outside the warden's office where you got one of the dogs is. And so basically and then once you do that, there'll be a spirit wolf. You basically again gotta look in your afterlife shield, gotta press L2 to see that afterlife, and once you see it, you basically just kill it. I believe you knife it, or maybe just kill it with a regular gun. I'm not completely sure, I kind of forget off the top of my head. And then there you get the Hell's Redeemer. Basically, if I forgot to say for the Hell's Retriever as well, but basically the way you actually pick up the thing is for the Hell's Retriever and the Hell's Redeemer, is that you go into the transportation thingy. I'm not sure what to call it, but it's those like portal things around the map, like that kind of stuff. Like you want to take the one that goes from the warden's house to the shower. So you take that one, and you'll be able to pick up your Hell's Retriever and Redeemer. So yeah. What else do I need to? I know that there's many other stuff. High rounds is one thing that I mainly want to talk about in this video, but I actually have high round gameplay, but I feel like there was one more thing that I wanted to talk about. Monkey bombs. Okay, so you might notice in this gameplay, damn, the guy has monkey bombs. There's 2 ways to get monkey bombs. One is out the box, so just get out of the box. But if you are unlucky with the box, there's a secret like area where you can actually get the monkey bombs. Basically, it's right where that dog location is. The dog location where this map and Mob of the Dead, the dog location that both of those maps have, it's like a floor below that. It's near the old Mob of the Dead spawn, and basically there'll be like a little like monkey, and you basically just have to get kills with your specialist weapon. Keep in mind that you do have to have used at least one use of the specialist weapon before it actually counts as kills. But once you do that, you basically you have to kill like 20 zombies or so. I'd say like if you get lucky, you can do it in 1 charge, but sometimes it takes 2. But once you do it, the monkey will glow. You basically shoot it, and then monkey will teleport to the spawn, go to the spawn, and then you'll see the monkeys, and you pick it up, and then you're good. Also, there's if you notice the shield that I have, it's actually the Attained Spectre shield. So this is actually the upgrade of the shield. Basically, the way that you want to upgrade is, of course, build a shield. If you want to know where those parts are, basically you just have to go and I don't know. Sometimes I like blank out for a second. I don't know why, but if you want to know like just how to build a regular shield, one part is like I'm not gonna get into like detail of those. It's kind of hard to. It'll just take a bit too much time, but I recommend you just look it up on YouTube or something like that. Um, to upgrade it, basically you gotta get a teddy bear from the mystery box. It won't actually be a teddy bear, it'll be a lock, but basically once you get it, you want to zap the lock with your shield, and once you see that the lock turns blue, at least like where you insert a key, like where you insert a key to unlock a lock. Once you see that area turn like a blue, then you throw your Hell's Retriever or Redeemer to it, and then it'll just automatically upgrade the shield. The shield basically just takes a bit more hits and can kill. It can just kill zombies more quickly, and then it can also store additional charges. Normally, you can only store 2 zombie charges, but with this one, you can store 4. So yeah, I mean, I believe that is it. But if you back to the tactical grenades, I don't even have the Hell's Redeemer in this gameplay because I don't know, I was too lazy to actually get it, and I thought it wouldn't be that helpful. But basically, if you don't want monkey bombs or the Hell's Retriever Redeemer, then you actually have a pretty good backup option, and that's just the starting grenades that you start out with, like the acid bombs, claymores. Those are pretty helpful, but I'd really recommend the wraith fires. Those are really, really good, and those are a good alternative if you don't want any of those other tactical grenades. Anyways, the moment we've all been waiting for: high rounds. How do you get to high rounds on this map? Well, it's pretty. You've seen for the past like 15 minutes that this is basically where you train. You've probably already seen kind of what I do already, but basically you want to train in this area, and you want to keep the door that goes to the outside closed. So in order to like feed the dog soul at the beginning of the game, you have to walk all the way around, which includes like a 1700 point door, which is kind of annoying, but trust me, it is worth it for this area. This area is actually really not that difficult. Even though I did die on round 63, I found that like first 50 rounds were not really too difficult, but after that it actually suddenly started becoming pretty I don't know, just whether it was just the timing or the speed of the zombies, like something just threw me off, and I was getting trapped quite a lot around 50 plus, and I was starting to use my last stand a lot more. But pretty much I recommend you train here. You just constantly use the trap. If you stand right here, none of the zombies will actually go for you, except for dogs. Dogs that spawn in on the left side will go for you. Just kill those dogs. You can kill them with really your shield thingy, like the Spectre shield, or really any weapon that you want. It's not too much of a problem. The perks I have out right now is the modifier time slip. That is super helpful in order to like get to high rounds. But base.
Okay. Whoa!
Sorry about that interruption. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm good to get that edited out. But yeah, this video is already just shit. Alright. Anyways, as I was saying, the time slip modifier perk is extremely helpful. It constantly lets you get your specialist weapon. It just makes it happen a lot quicker, which I would really recommend. I really mainly use the specialist weapon for the Brutus round, but you could just use it you can use it a lot more often than I'm using it in this gameplay, just because there's such a spread in the rounds from when Brutus actually spawns in. Also, it greatly reduces trap activations, like that. This trap and this whirlwind trap it it reactivates so quickly. It just takes like, I don't know, like 5 seconds or something like that, and then you can do it. So yeah, like you stand like right to like in front of that mystery box location while you have the trap on, and pretty much nothing will touch you except for dogs that come in on that other side, to basically to the left when you're actually facing that area. So yeah, it's pretty effective. And once the trap turns off, you basically just loop around this area and use the magma gat a little bit. Use your other weapon with a double pack-a-punch ability. I would recommend either the kilowatt ability, which is like Deadwire in this game, or the turned ability. I forget exactly what it's called. You'll probably see it in this gameplay. Basically, I was it's called Brain Rot. So yeah, it's both of these are kind of not nearly as good as their Black Ops 3 counterparts, but they're still pretty helpful for those high rounds. And yeah, stamina up is obviously like really helpful. Yeah, that I mean, training, you obviously want to be faster, and this stamina up helps you be faster. Next perk is Dying Wish. I decided to run this because it basically gives you extra like quick revives, and you get to keep all your perks back as a bonus. That's kind of how I like to think about it. It's kind of like, I'd say every like 5 to 10 rounds you get like an additional quick revive. That's kind of how I like to think about it, except that they don't stack. That's pretty much how you want to think about it. If you're a good enough player, that is. And I think the perk that I have in my brew slot is probably gonna be the one that most surprises you, but it's actually Victorious Tortoise. This perk basically makes it so that the shield takes all damage from you instead of like your body. So pretty much like you see, I'm at 50 health right now. Once I pull out the shield, no matter, even if the zombies hit me on the back or something like that, it'll only go to my shield, which is really helpful. So pretty much you're pretty much invincible when you have the shield pointed out. Yeah. So I'd recommend training around with the shield as much as you can. I'm not really doing that very well in this gameplay, and that's partially one of the reasons why I die. But I would really recommend that you try to have your shield out as much as possible. I'd also recommend the weapon you actually use as your secondary is the is that wall gun right there. I believe it's called the G3 or something. I don't think it's called the G3. Like whatever that gun's on the wall is called, with either the turned or the Deadwire. One of those two, because those two are easily the best. And you can also and obviously the Magma Gat is something that you want as well. If you want to know how to get the Magma Gat, first of all, you gotta get the Blunder Gat. The Blunder Gat is pretty easy to get on this map. You don't have to hit the mystery box. You can if you want, but you can just throw the Tomahawk in 6 different locations. Most of them are the same from Mob, except for like 1 or 2 of them. So yeah, it won't be that hard for you to figure at least the old ones out. Like figuring out the old ones, that shouldn't be too much of a problem. The effect is pretty much a better Vitrolic Withering. Like this gun pretty much outclasses the Vitrolic Withering. So don't bother using the Vitrolic Withering or the Acid Gat or that gun. Use the Magma Gat. And basically how to convert the Blunder Gat to the Magma Gat, you go into the Warden's house. There'll be a place where you insert it, basically get kills in the house, in the Warden's house. Don't leave the house, and then once you do, you have to take it back to this area and there'll be like a stove. You can see it on the screen, but yeah, right there. I was like just looking at that stove. You basically just want to look at that. You basically want to put it in there, and basically There is a catch, like the blundergat will it'll cool down after a while, and then if you fail at it, then you'll have to redo it. But um but basically once you there'll be barrels around the map, and then you'll be able to you basically just put your blundergat in those temporarily when you go on the path back to the new industries. And yeah, then once you do that, you'll pretty much not have too much of an issue. um um so yeah, that's pretty much the setup. And if I don't think there's also elixirs that you have to keep in mind. That's going to be the last thing that you really need to focus on. I'm only using classic elixirs here, but if you have more rare ones on, you can use those, of course. But for classic ones, I'd recommend is Anywhere But Here, obviously. Arsenal Accelerator is really good. Temporal Gift, and Burned Out is just one that I decided to run. Anyways, that's going to be the video. Hope you enjoyed. And I'll see you next time. Goodbye.